an update for you. First of all, I slept amazing last night. Second of all, I got diagnosed with MGD, I think it is. Basically, extreme dry eyes. It feels like sands in my eyes, like gritty. And I thought it was just from wearing contacts too long. Turns out it's from the like glands in my eyes not producing enough oil. So after I do a heat compress, I massage, and then I literally am like pushing up because like the glands are right there. I go this way. It hurts so bad. Like my eyes literally feel like there's sand in here. I'm doing this first before my skincare, and then I'll just do a little bit of long hair. It's like an exfoliation. Literally feels like sand in my eyes. Here's the fun part. Ready? Can you see? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Literally gel in my eyes. Feels like Vaseline. I can't see you at all, by the way. Did this come out? No. Oh my gosh, hold on, I'm gonna take this in. I can't see you at all. It looks like I have a piece of plastic balled up and I'm trying to look at you through that. Everything's just like raw, but regardless, I wanted to give you a couple of updates while I'm getting ready for my night. I've been trying to go to sleep before midnight, and I got the best sleep probably that I've gotten in like a year or 6 months at least. Hold on. I think it's 2. But what are the odds the same day I have to go to court? Not just court, right? Not like a traffic ticket. Trial. I had to go first. Okay. So my attorney, mind you, this is like an old case. It should have never got this far, but of course the attorney did not do his due diligence. And it's one of those things you can't really know what the attorney's doing because like it's through the courts and they can just tell you, oh, the courts are delayed, but it's them and stuff, you know? Anyways, I was always nice, patient, whatever. He forgot about trial. What happened? I'm following up like, hey, is there like a problem? Like, you know, and then he basically forgot about trial and then tried to like force me to just like forfeit. And I was like, why would I do that? And then he proceeded to insult me and act like I was the problem and said, like, basically like, no, I didn't forget about trial. Like, you're just not important enough. I don't think you should go because I don't think the judge would like you. What? Because I'm saying, hey, you dropped the ball here, buddy. How are you gonna fix this? And then he's like, okay, well, I'll just like, if you just like, basically like, let me drop the ball, I won't like charge you anymore. And I'm like, well, you didn't do any more work, so why would you charge me? And he's like, well, I won't charge you any fees at all. I'm like, okay, well, that's not good enough. Like, can you... And he was begging me to fire him. Like, well, fire me then. And then that's when he was like insulting me and like trying to get under my skin so that I would be triggered enough to fire him. Mind you, this was on whatever. I was up here crying. It was that day. What? And then that's how I found out I was going to trial. And I also found out that he was like, it was so close to trial that he couldn't just remove himself from the case that he had already signed for and been paid for. He had to get judicial approval because it was so close. And by so close, I mean literally the day of. So I prepared. I was, everything I read was like, you should be able to get an extension. I went the day before. I tried to file necessary documents. So like, nope, you can't, because you have to legally represent yourself, and you can't do that until your attorney gets taken off, which is same day of trial. So I was like, okay. So I just prepared for trial anyways, because with me, people would love to try me for whatever reason. And good thing I did. I went in there and the judge was like, no, let's have trial right now. I was like, Your Honor, I don't have legal representation. She's like, well, I don't give extensions. I'm like, but he has not done his due diligence. And he's like, I spent hours prepping her, Your Honor. I was like, Your Honor, we've had 2 phone calls, and he let me know on Friday night. He's like, that's not true. It was evening. Okay, bitch. And the judge is like, well, it's your, and I was like, no, I'm not going to trial. Well, why not? Because I don't have legal representation, and I don't feel prepared anyway, so I don't care. And I was like, well, I'm not an attorney, is what you're forgetting. You're treating me like I just showed up to my job unprepared. I'm like, he's like, well, why are you unprepared? I'm like, because the motherfucker next to me that I hired, mind you, he's like this tall. I'm like, is there a correlation between So anyway, low man's next to me, and the judge is like, well, why are you unprepared? Why would you show up to trial unprepared? I was like, because is that not my attorney's job to do trial preparation? The man next to me, and mind you, one thing about it, I'm not gonna be the only one uncomfortable. I sat right next to him, legs spread out. I don't care. He was on his laptop. I'm openly just being nosy, and he was just uncomfortable. But I was like, I'm not gonna be the only one uncomfortable. And then once the judge was like, oh, you're lucky, I'll grant an extension, blah, blah, blah. I was like, how is that lucky? I have the right to have legal representation, especially if the problem is standing in a room next to us. Don't paint it as you're doing a favor, but thanks. Whatever. So I was like, okay, thanks, Your Honor, totally get it. I'm not gonna do an extension. Please, I don't want to hear it. And then I was like, well, and then my ex-attorney, he's like, good luck. And I was like, I actually don't need it, but thank you. Mind you, my car got broken into that morning. I didn't say anything, but I was like, I don't need it, little man. And I was just like, and I offered my hand out, and I shook his hand, and I said, I respect how you never let the facts get in the way of your opinion. And he said, and I hope he thought about that on the way home. And he was uncomfortable because, again, leaving, he didn't want to hold the door because he was out the door first. You couldn't hold the door. Okay, whatever. Passive aggressive, fine. And then the elevator, it was just us again, and he acted like he was looking for something. I waited. I was like, I'll hold it for you. He's like, oh no, okay, yeah. Anyway, freaking thief who stole my camera. They stole cash. I never have cash, but I had been lucky, and I'd won a scratch off, and I thought, oh my gosh. And I like to keep just any change I do get, dollars, fives, I'll try to not spend them and use them either I'll give them out to homeless people I see, or when you just need that $1 for parking or whatever. So I had $100 and other cash I got out because Tooth Fairy and stuff like that, and I was like, you bitch. But the most important thing, they stole other stuff too, but the most important thing was my freaking camera. And I don't want to say too much because obviously they know who I am. They have my whole life in their freaking camera, who I am. So I would probably be watching me if I was them. Oh, I want to see. I just want to know, right? It's when serial killers go back to the crime scene, right? So if they are watching, and I can't say too much just in case, right? But long story short, I'm coming for your ass. Yeah, there's been lots of video footage. Police reports. A lot of people were telling me oh, go get fingerprints dusted. Do you guys know that they don't really do that anymore? Because they deem it like a waste of time and resources, because cars are like high touch surfaces, especially like for car break-ins. They're not gonna really do it. Maybe for like a home burglary they'll do it, but they don't do that anymore. But there's been lots of surveillance, and there's super cool things that you can do. I'll share all these tips. Like if someone steals your camera or anything like that, there's so many like resources out there for you to get it back, which is cool. You can even see like who has taken a picture with your camera. Not gonna say too much, but as soon as I get my camera back, I'm gonna tell you all about it. I'm gonna post them. And I'm pressing charges. Oh, and I'm crazy because I'm not crazy. I'm valid. I went back to the lady who stole my slide just to see if like she knew something. I went back and I was like, hey girl. Her name is Julie. I don't give a fuck about her. I was like, hey Julie. She happened to be parking. She's like, hey. I walk right up to her. I said, you stole my shit last year. You and your son. Oh, he's in Mexico. He doesn't have a job. Why is he in Mexico if you don't have a job? I said, did he steal my shit? No, I didn't press charges last time, but this time, goddammit, I will press charges if he stole from me. And then she just like was like, oh well, he's not even here, and he used to hang out with these kids that were bad. Mind you, said son is in like 40s, which I found out on my own. Kid, he's not a kid, okay. But she just like, victimizing him. I'm like, oh yeah, I understand. Talk to him. We'll be in touch. Anyways, yeah, I feel a little bit vindicated. Yesterday was a rough day. I was not my best. Felt really defeated, overwhelmed. My nervous system was just like super high from all the big things happening, and then like the cherry on top was getting my privacy violated, my freaking my camera stole my memories, just like on such a like high stakes day, and yeah, I just wasn't feeling that good. And plus the other stuff that I shared with you of how I've been feeling. So I'm feeling a lot better today. Hopefully I'm gonna get some good sleep tonight. Okay. I love you. Hopefully you have sweet dreams.